Hey guys, it's Ryu from Team Selfless, and this video I'm going to go over playing with low health on both CT and T side. We had a scrim earlier today where we had a player with very low HP, it was like 5 or 6 HP, that actually jumped up on the broken wall to peek this. Unfortunately, the person that was shooting at him was a little rough, but it was just such an unnecessary risk that it made me think that maybe this is a video I could record that would add value to some people. It's not something I get asked questions about. No one really comes to Twitch chat and says like, "Hey, how do I play with low health?" It's just not a really common or popular topic or question to ask. But I think it's really important that you're maximizing your life in every round. So the first thing I'd say, CT side, a better way that this player could have played it instead of jumping up and trying to peek this is to play maybe back on the stairs. And I guess first it's important to go over why this is so risky. So let's say the person peeks and I only see his shoulder and maybe I clip this wall. I'll still probably kill them because they're giving me their entire body. And with low HP, if I clip just the corner, of like this little wall here, there's a very good chance that that's going to do more than 5 damage and that player is going to go down. So a better play would be playing somewhere here on the stairs and playing a headshot only angle where the only thing the opponent can see of yours is your head. And the reason for that is if you have 100 HP or 5 HP, it doesn't matter. They still have to hit a very difficult shot, and you're maximizing that life and making it as difficult as possible on the T's to be able to kill you. Now, let's say that this gets mollied off and you can't. You have to immediately just fall out of that because otherwise you would die. Other places that you can play, or other ways to play it with low HP, are to play maybe a little bit of a gimmicky spot and have your teammate boost you through the legs of the statue. Or maybe it's up on the tree. Or you can even try, this is a little bit riskier, but you can even try maybe tucking here, dodging flashes with the idea of being that maybe they flash over, that you don't get blind, they jump down, and you can kill one in the back. But you want to make sure you're maximizing that life. Even if your team, let's say your team's winning the round and maybe it's a 5v2, then you want to use your utility to set your teammates up, but you want to try to keep your gun up so that the overall economy of your team is better. Now, on the point of using utility, in North America, we're really bad about using our nades properly. There's a very, very often you'll find players are dying with $700 to $1,000 worth of grenades that they didn't use. So if you are very low in HP and you have a ton of grenades up, you want to make sure that you're going to get those grenades out before you potentially die. And that can be something as simple as, let's say maybe you're the guy that normally smokes third. Maybe that you guys on the particular setup you have, you're going to smoke this 3 times, right? And your teammate threw one, and you've got another teammate who normally throws the second one. Maybe you can just call like, hey, I'm going to throw the secondary smoke. I'm low HP. And the reason for that is there's a better chance that you're going to die quicker than the person on your team with 100 HP. So you want to make sure you get that out. But maybe you've got a smoke or a molly, and you can, or a flash, excuse me, and you can set that up so your teammate can peek or get info. You want to make sure that you're not dying with every grenade you have because it's just really bad. Now, some other examples, and this is specific to Kabul because this is the map it happened on in the scrim. But let's say that you're going towards mid and this area gets smoked off, and they spam you through the door and you have like 5 health. You could try playing something like this with a teammate playing up on the broken wall. That's kind of baiting for you. So the opponents come out, they see this person, maybe he's peeking behind the tree or whatever, and you're tucked. So when they throw flashes and stuff out, the idea being that maybe they'll run out and not clear you in this corner. Maybe they're going to be too busy fighting this guy up here, and you can get a free kill. So it's a little bit of a one and done spot, but it's going to maximize your situation. That normally if you have 5 HP, you can't even peek this because there's a good chance that they'll hit you. Even if they clip this wall, you're going to die. So if you can put yourself in a position where you can shoot them in the back, way better. Another idea, you could have somebody boost you, in these spots that are a little bit gimmicky, a little bit cheeky, but again, gives you the opportunity to get a kill that maybe you won't have otherwise. So those are just some pointers that you can use for CT side. Now T side, it's a little bit different because you can't force the CTs to shoot only at your head, meaning that you can't, there's not a lot of positions where when you're pushing in, they can only see the tip of your head. You're generally going to be pretty exposed as a T. So you're not going to be able to force those headshot only angles. Now, one thing you don't want to do, and I see this happen a lot, and our team's guilty of it as well. If you're the guy with 5 HP, don't be the guy standing behind this door and spamming it, because if they even if they're maybe they're on this side of the wall here and they hear you spam it and they just peek out like this, if one of those bullets hits you, you're dead, and it's just not worth that risk. The risk reward there is just not in your favor. So you want to make sure you're not taking any silly or unnecessary risks. And then likewise, you don't want to be the guy that crosses. So let's say you have 5 HP. You don't want to be the guy that crosses if your teammates can't guarantee this area is clear or that you have it smoked off or flashed. Because again, even if he just sees you at the last second, one bullet through this door and you're dead. Now, when it comes to using your utility, you want to make sure that your team knows that you're low in health. And if you have a full nade set and maybe your in-game leader called a specific execute, that you're going to be able to throw those grenades. You want to make sure that if there's something that depends on your smoke or flash, that you have that smoke or flash and you're able to throw it before you die. Sometimes it's as simple as maybe you're the guy that throws a smoke from here, and this is a little bit more of a risky spot than the guy who throws a smoke here, and you can switch with them. And then the other thing I'd say, this is something that people tend to debate on. I'm a little bit old school in that I think the guy with low HP should be the first guy up. And I'll explain a little bit why. So if you're the low HP guy and you're going up, maybe you get lucky. Let's say a guy balcony peeks you here. Maybe you get lucky and you one bolt him. You know, maybe you hit like a nuts one tap or something. You're still alive and your team now has that advantage. But if not, you get killed and the guy with more HP than you can trade off of you. What I don't like, and I think the people that agree with this point of view, they don't want the bomb being planted. Let's just say the bomb's here, and the only guy alive is the guy with 5 HP because he was afraid to peek when you guys took the site. You don't want the guy with 5 health being the guy that you're expecting and hoping can win and clutch the round for you. You're generally going to want that to be the guy with more HP. Now, there is a different school of thought on that where people say that sending in the guy with 5 HP is basically guaranteeing his death. And so you want him to sit back and maybe throw some flashes and support the guys with more HP. I understand that. I prefer to have the guy with more HP as the guy that's alive at the end of the round. So that's something that you can decide what's best for you and the way you and your team play. But those are the two different options. So I think that covers it. So just a real quick recap. CT side, you want to make sure that if you're low HP, you're going to play a headshot only angle or play maybe a little bit of a boost spot or somewhere that's a little bit one and done that you can get a kill despite the fact that you have 5 HP. You don't want to play any positions where you're exposing your entire body or making it very easy for them to get a kill, even if they just hit, you know, like one shot through a door or a corner. You want to make sure you're using your utility, that you're smoking off what normally gets smoked off, that maybe you're setting flashbangs for your team to peek off of, and you're getting your Molotovs used and HEs thrown in a way that's effective and fits whatever your in-game leader's called for that round. And then T side, you want to minimize the risks that you're taking to make sure that you can get in the positions necessary to execute and use your utility on. You want to make sure that if there's a nade or something that you need to throw, that you don't get killed trying to get to that position. And you don't want to be the guy that's again taking these risks where you're spamming through a door or making a ton of noise, where a CT that can just blind fire you is going to get that kill. And then my preference, and again, this is something of some debate, is that you want to be the guy that goes in first if you have low HP on T side. You don't want to be the guy that's sitting back and expecting to be the 5 HP clutch master at the end of the round. You want to go in, you want to make quick, accurate calls so your teammates know where you got killed from and what you've heard and where the enemies are or could be, and let them clean up the rest. So again, it's not something I get asked a lot of questions about, but I still think it's a valuable topic. And I think playing this correctly and knowing that every life you have in CSGO in the round matters, and playing it as such, and not just throwing away a round because you're low HP at the start of it. I think it's really important. And if you play this correctly, you should be able to get a couple more kills each half, which could switch a bad half into a decent or good half for you and your team. So as always, I appreciate you watching. All feedback, comments, complaints, and insults are welcome. Feel free to throw them up in the comment section here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time.